Good morning and welcome to Detox by GETI. I'm your host Zainab Malai and I am a trainer at GETI. We are very pleased to have with us Miss Parvati. Warm welcome to you, ma'am. So first, let me tell you a bit about my organization. Global Education Training Institute is one of the most premium training institutes of the country. We provide two types of training. One for the teachers who are already in service training, and another one for the aspiring individuals who want to be individuals who are outstanding teachers. So this is the training called as pre-service training. And thirdly, we have this platform where we hold the talks by educators, edupreneurs, education leaders from around the world, and we have hosted more than 1,000 talks till date and counting many more to come. And we are driven by the broad vision of our founder director, Dr. Sunita Gandhi, who is working continuously to disrupt education and bring about the change in the system of education. So, let me introduce my audience to my dear speaker, Miss Parvati, former airline staff, worked with semi government and multinational companies, representative of Save Girl Child Mission, lifetime member of Lucknow Management Association, and presently working in one of the prominent management institute as student affair in charge. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. And without much ado, I would like you to start your presentation for the day, education and student well-being. That is your topic. So I would like to request you to please start speaking and enlighten us with your amazing words. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Gananam Tva Ganpati Hum Bhavamahe Kavin Kavina Upamashravastam Jyeshta Rajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatanan Shinvanudi Sadhanam Pranav Devi Saraswati Vajnivati Deenamavittevatu Gadeshaya Namaha Saraswate Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you very much, Getty. Thank you, dear Sunita ma'am, for giving me such a beautiful platform for me to speak about education and student well-being. The topic is such enriching, and in fact, education and well-being is connected to each other. It is true that the coronavirus outbreak has caused a major disruptions far and wide, in fact, but while it is happening here and everywhere in the world, and mostly the affected area is student and education sector. But I feel that this pandemic also made certain things very comfortable for everyone around the globe, because there was a time when we used to take sessions in classes in front of the guru, the teachers, and the professors. Now, students are having classes very comfortably from their home because of the situation. I not talk much about it because everybody has gone through 2020 problem, and again we are going to face same thing. For me, the as a person, although I'll not say that I'm a person from education field, but also I touch a bit area of this. And I'll start my talk while just quoting one line quote of a very well known person of this world. Education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela ji said so. And I have very high regards for him, and each and every word says everything. I don't need to explain about word by word, but then he says, then when educated people are there in the nation, they can lead the nation wonderfully. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. A few years ago, I remember and UNESCO has taken a session. There was a talk many years ago. In fact, I'm remembering and I'm saying it was on 4 points: learning to do, learning to be, learning to live together, and learning to know. In today's time, do we really know all this? Do we really know each other? Do we really know who am I or you? Do we really care? If we really think about it, education is sufficient. The other day, I was reading a quotation, and it says, education is for life, not for living. Just live your life. And when you think about others, life becomes fulfilled. Education is actually, I talk, character is the most precious gift of education. The true education, not for mere living, but for fuller meaning living. Education softens the heart. If the heart is hard, one cannot claim to be educated. Education should build character. It is truth and truth alone that is student, and then you can confidently think of raising on the superstructure of the any area. Acquiring education, right education, quality education, we can talk and talk and talk. But education need to be given in the right way. Today's education is basically a modern education where a student is going to the class, institutions, and people are more worried about marks, about their grade, about student getting selected in IT, JEE, or an etc. But do you think it's only education? Modern education make you learn technology, science, medical science, writing, visualizing, imagining, thinking skills, etc. But something more is about than this. I call it traditional education. And traditional education is also very important, like modern education is. A traditional education is also called customary education or conventional education. The main motive of training education is, or traditional education is, pass on the values, skills, social connects, practices. The next generation is going to need all these things very much with modern generation, modern education. Modern education will make you live present life, but traditional education will make you lead life further in customary way. And today's student, I don't know, but I hardly see that students are actually uh, respecting in a manner should be, where traditional education used to teach. In today's time, both the education is very important. Modern education and traditional education, as per me, should go side by side. Then a person can get real life living skills. When modern education can teach you technology, science, modern science, advancement, etc., traditional education will teach you further, which is not there, which is missing. I'll say which is missing. And it's also very important. I really don't know I should say or not, but in south there is a village which is teaching totally Sanskrit. Everyone in that village is speaking in Sanskrit. Tradition. Their traditional education is going on, and today's modern generation is also following the same thing. And believe me, I'm very happy to share this will go on, because when I visited there, those people said in Sanskrit, I know little Sanskrit which I communicate with them. They said, this is our seniors teaching, our gurus gave this knowledge, and we promise that we'll carry forward further in life too. See the teaching of Guru, no teacher, no professor, Guru. The Guru word says everything. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama. In today's time, when people think about it, why you talk like this? Why is using so much Sanskrit? No, 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 I'm not. I am talking modern education as well as traditional education both. And once the student is taught in both the areas, both the education fields, I'm sure he's going to be a perfect person when he's at his own teaching platform to his children. That place is where 5 year students also chanting these shlokas which I just said, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, or Om Gananam to Agarpat, and the long Veda chantings. Tradition is there. Even the 5 6 years student is given that knowledge. So the knowledge in the right age, right time, and in the right quality way is very important. Uh, the other day I was reading one quotation also. I remember Vivekananda ji is one of the most powerful orator, and his talk says, education is manifestation of the perfect in man. I mean, man or woman. Human being by its own nature is perfect, but due to the atmosphere, little dust is there. And traditional education can remove that dust and can make people aware, can see the people by their own eyes, follow the traditional education as well as the modern education. Modern education can take you any high level vice president to any step which is there further. I'll not say. But when traditional education is also given at the same time, will make you perfect human being. And that is very important. Living with education is basically acquiring knowledge for teaching and teaching future students, future new birds. They can take these skills and knowledge to very higher areas. But only thing, it has to be given in the right direction. Education should build character. It is truth and truth alone that is student, and then you can confidently think of raising on superstructure of the curriculum. In fact, uh, modern education teaches making student on top of top of all means, somehow you move, not thinking how much burden that student or how much burden that the child will be having. They just want the students to somehow move to the top. No, you think the small heart is also having lot of burden, lot of pressure, lot of tension, and this age is not required to have all these things. I remember in my younger age used to be given 1 or 2 hours time to go and play and all. Today's time children are not having time, although the blame goes to the pandemic, but then again the competition, so much competition in every area, where the students are really running to match to other person. No, 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 that is not important. You don't have to run. You need to acquire the right education, what is basically you are able to take forward. And when you are giving traditional education also, you are calm and composed, and then you are able. See, that's why in today's time, a lot of schools and institutions are giving various other courses also, introduce various other activities also, so that the student is not loaded, although they are loaded. You say they are not loaded, but they are loaded. Somehow they are loaded. one of my friend's daughter, I was asking her about how's your school going on right now. Her reply was, "Don't tell me. I am in front of." I told her, don't worry. This is the time being. Everything will be fine. No, no, no. See the mind frame of the child. The mind frame of the child. What they communicate with their friends, what they communicate in the house, what they communicate with the teachers, what they communicate with the guide. And today's time, that is why counselor is very important in all the schools and institutions. And that is very important. Counselor can play a solid role, a miraculous role. Counselor can do wonders, but counseling has to be in a right direction. I myself, being a counselor at a very early age in 85, 90s, and I tell you, I used to tell them this is this. They used to agree. Sometimes I used to say, I said extra. Oh, I was supposed to control myself, but they used to agree. Counselors are directors of this area, of the area given to them. And that is why the institutions and schools are having counselors to guide and groom the youngsters if they have any doubts and problems and tensions, etc. And this is a very good skill and kind of very good aim and a very good point that schools and education have started. And I'm very happy. Uh, Sometimes students are taking teachers or their mentors like that, but if the counselor is guiding, they take it exactly word by word, and they have more trust on them. So what I mean to say, education basically should be in a right and a quality manner, and today's education is leading the student in the path where with a lot of problem, still they're going in the right direction. And that's why I say that uh, these institutions like GETI or the other institutions are really giving a very beautiful platform to the viewers, to the students, to the teachers, to the people who are connected with, so that the word can have real wonderful platform in education field and can guide it, can be trained. I remember there was a training also done by Getty, and it was connected global wise, and people were there from all over the world. And I sometimes feel that these type of trainings are very, very, very much needed, because somehow they give new ideas, new guidance, and new technology learning. When these things are there, people are more confident about teaching. They are more confident and perfect in their field. When they are teaching students, they are more compassionate, they are more affectionate, because what basically needed at this time is empathy. Sympathy used to, empathy is very important in anybody or everybody, whether it's a student or a child or a staff or anybody. Have empathy. I remember my vice president, the chairman, used to say, "Don't worry, leave them like that. Have empathy with them. People are very much disturbed. People are really scared what is going to happen. Have empathy. Talk to them softly, with full of sympathy." This is really very good. And I'm really sharing certain few points here where this pandemic make people know that, yeah, you are very, very much important for each and every one. When I was doing Let's Serve Humanity, a platform where we used to communicate who's needing blood, who is needing oxygen cylinder, I came to know life is come at this stage. And believe me, education played a very good role. We all were connected online, and we used to help each other, not knowing medicine, not knowing facilities, but we are connected and we are communicating and we are helping. I did not wanted to talk let's save humanity because it says that I'm talking too much. No, but because the point came, so I said it's technology, is the teaching, is education made this, they made this easy and made this help each other. So education is also there to love all, serve all. Love ever hurt never. When you know this, your education, your teaching, your learning is done. But you have to have that empathy and sympathy in your heart. You can be a good educator, but if you don't have these skills, it's just dry. It's a beautiful malai kofta or malai paneer without salt. You have to have the empathy in your heart. Education makes a man perfect in his own field, but it has to be in a right way. I just thought to share one experience. Well, the other day I was talking to one of my friend in America, and she said, "What is the situation going on there?" I said, "Everything's fine." He said, "Yeah, you'll always say everything is fine." Yeah, everything is fine. You have to deal with the situation. If you're educated, you know what you'll get from where. Um, I thought to share one more point with you. These roadside people are not so educated. When this pandemic came, a lot of vegetable walas and fruits walas, the full market is there. And we said somehow let's help these people. So what to do? Because the situation is like that I don't know people will share the note or not, but then they're going to have a bad time. And when the technology is given, Paytm and Google Pay and all etc., all these facilities online, the digital so-called digital transaction facilities, do something. So I've spoken to one of my team and one of my senior what to do, ma'am. And we came to a plan that every Sunday after breakfast, let's go to 10 fruit walas and 10 vegetable walas in Sabji Mandi and train them how to use Paytm. So very nicely, the students were also readily agreeing, and the team was then 5 teams were there, and along with us, we went and we really trained the people. I said, next Sunday again, we're going to come. If you don't have any problem, fine. We'll just cross check. Believe me, after 2020, when now I visited those areas of vegetable market where the mandi is there, they recognized me. They recognized me and said, "Ma'am, you only made us learn how to use Paytm. आपने सिखाया, ma'am. Paytm कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है." So I said, but yeah, that was needed at that time, and that's why we made a point that to make you learn, so that you are able to learn you are able to deal with the daily needs of the payments. Now everybody is having every so what education basically you need to have a team of it. Education made everyone easy. Education made people learn and live in present situation. And present situation is really again coming same. But believe me, this time everybody will be very comfortable. So, and then what I want to say is the education is very, very important for everybody. Whoever is there, it has to be in a perfect way. And student well-being, I'll not talk much, although I want to put few points, in fact, which is really needed. But uh, basically, uh, focusing on positive areas, keeping the student active, sanitizing in a proper way, uh, academically if they are regularly reading and making them their self updated, uh, they're writing their activities and making more connected with the group and people or society or the people they are living, will make them little more comfortable, and well-being will be there when they are communicating. They are thinking, they are not stressful. They are having uh, light life, not having too much pressure, tension, burden. It's basically needed because the situation make them upset when they are going to have a two project together or or some live project together, or maybe some team working is there, somebody supporting. So they are having tension, but they have to come out with that. Somehow they have to think what is basically needed, and how light I can make a life, whether senior student or junior student, or the learners. When a small child is saying, oh, I have so much it's really a very big tension. A 6-year child is saying, I'm too much tensed. Or tense, baba, what for? You're loaded with the studies, or giving homework, or whatever. No, make them light. Communicate with the student. Parents are requested to communicate with them. Life is not so big, not so tough, not so hard. Why creating so much tension? Take everyday life as comes. कल किसने देखा है? So my point of telling the student, my message to them is, ये जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा. इसको हर दिन जीते रहो. You are not going to get this life again. The life is given just one. Live the way is coming. And इरादे नेक रखिए ना. कोई भी मंजिल दूर नहीं है. अपने इरादे नेक रखिए. मंजिल दूर नहीं है. ये ध्यान रहे, हमें करते जाना है और चलते जाना है. मेरे लिए, when I say from my side, living with God is education. Living with parent is a true service. Respecting your nation is true living. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Parvati ma'am, for such an interesting session. And I am with you, with your thought, and I support your thought of the education, that the modern education should be mixed with the traditional education, and there is a lot of stuff to still be learned from the traditional one, right? And yes, the well-being of students depend on the adults around them, because we are the one who are loading them with lot of information, and we are panicking ourselves. I had this experience of, like, I was panicked due to one situation. It was my daughter's entrance test in a school. So I was panicked, and I saw that panic in her. So she had appeared for so many tests in different schools. So for the next time, I thought I don't have to be panicked, I have to be cool. And that I saw in my daughter. She was so very confident, and she was cool, and she gave such brilliant interview. She went through, and like, she got admitted in all of the schools. But it was her first test, and I was panicked, and like, this was shown in her behavior. She vomit on the way to the school. So so this was the panic that was there in me, and that was shown on her also. So we are the one who are giving them these stresses and panics, because we are having them. You said a 7-year-old child was saying, I am stressed. So they see their parents say that, and that is what is evident in their behavior. So,
That's true.
ma'am, would you like to give a piece of advice, or to the fellow teachers and the policy makers, for how can they maintain the well-being of their students? Uh, would you like to say something on this?
Stop not till goal is reached. Stop not till goal is reached. Whether as a student, or as a teacher, or anybody, I have high respect for everyone. I just respect my gurus like anything. And the Guru Purnima Day, I think I meet each and every guru, and I thank, because they are the basic light on these new flyers who are going to have a colorful life in future. So you have to have one point in your mind. Stop not till goal is reached, and the goal is to make the student a perfect human being. Your education, your guidance, your grooming, your affection, your sympathy will make a person perfect human being. And when a person is perfect human being, that's why I spoke about traditional education and modern education. When the person is perfect human being, he can be a very good educator, he can be a very good leader, he can be a very good human being in his own area, family, society, and for the nation. So whoever is there, just stop not, keep grooming, keep grooming, keep grooming. uh, when when a kumhar is making a burtan, you must have seen how he is making his hands, how many times he's making his hands. Students are just like that. एक दिया बनाने वाले को देखिए, who is making this type of walls, how many times he's running the rounder so that it comes in a proper shape. These two gurus are exactly कुम्हार्स. ये हमारे बर्तन वाले बच्चों को ग्रूम करते हैं, प्रॉपर शेप देते हैं. The mentor, the teachers, or the guide, or the counselor, I have a very high respect for them. They are actually a true makers of the human being. A first child who comes in a school is a blank white paper. You're putting color in them. You're making them learn. You're making them write ABCD, kaka. You're the one who's making them know what is science and technology and all blah blah blah. And then you're the one who's making Sunita to go in space. You're the one who's making the people fly in the world. In today's time, no woman or man, all are same, because technology and education and teaching made them competent, stay together. इस दुनिया में आज के समय में कोई औरत मर्द नहीं रहा. सब कदम से कदम मिला के आगे चलने वाले और नेशन में अपना योगदान देने वाले हैं. I'll just quote one, I'll just give one example. If you people know, मैं तो बहुत कम हूं उनके आगे, कुछ मुझे कहना ही नहीं चाहिए. If people know about Smriti Irani ji, if anybody knows about her education, see the kind of education, the kind of practice, the kind of lectures or the speeches she's delivering these days. Practice makes man perfect. And whoever is there, keep practicing. You can be a perfect mentor. A teacher can be a perfect teacher. Oh, my teachers are wonderful. How students are saying? Because teacher is wonderful. My teacher was wonderful. My guru was wonderful. And he said, education softens the heart of, if the heart is hard, one cannot claim to be educated. You have to have that softened heart. End of education is character. He used to say that education can make a raw man to Nelson Mandela or to Obama. See, these people are just not like that. Vivekananda ji used to say, he was a very big orator, he used to say, education will shine separately in a human being. Abdul Kalam, when I read about Abdul Kalam ji, I have high respect for him. If anybody, that now people know about Abdul Kalam ji, that he used to sell papers, he used to give papers, and he became president. Education made him what? He was in charge of the space shuttle. He was there when all these things took place. Education made him what he is, and he is respected to everybody in the entire world. So he is just one example. Education is a very big weapon. What I said is a very powerful weapon. And anybody or everybody has to think from here. And when you are here, you have to perform. When you're here, you have to work. And when you're here, you have to pay respect to your nation. You're educated, you're perfect. When you're educating others, you are again more perfect. When you become a trainer or educator and grooming your area, you are actually master. And master your mind. The Dharma Guru says, Satya Sai Baba, master your mind, kill the evil. When you're educated, then only you can you can master your mind. So education is a very, very powerful FM. That's why I said in the very beginning. And my message to students or the respected people who are there, I cannot say, but yeah, you people are holding a very big responsibility in today's time. You can make or you can break. And I request, and I know you will make. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. And by this, we come to an end of our session. Ma'am, would you like to say anything else in particular?
Yeah, I'm thankful to you, and you gave such a important point, and I'm thankful to Sunita ma'am. Getty is a wonderful platform, for, not for me, for a lot of people, in fact. And I know that this Getty is doing a wonderful job, and keep doing. And I forgot to wish everyone a very wonderful, joyful, happy, healthy, safe New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to request my audience if they have any question, they can type in the comment box. And if you're not watching it live right now, you can watch it later on Facebook and YouTube Getty page, and you can type your questions. And my dear speaker, Miss Parvati, will surely come and answer your questions as and when she gets time. So till then, uh, see you, ma'am, and stay
Thank you.
safe. Thank you so
Thank
much. Bye bye.
thank you. Thank you. Jai Hind.